Keetin, do you ever feel like you need to just hop on a plane and go somewhere?
Is this your way of telling me that you did something bad and we need to go on the run?
No, I mean, nothing that I've been caught for, at least. But no, I mean more like vacations, go on holiday, travel somewhere for fun.
Yeah, I mean, we barely went on any trips last year. So yes, that sounds very, very nice.
Yeah. Although actually, now that you mention it, you probably should have a go bag ready just in case the other situation happens.
Who did I marry?
Welcome to Talk Cozy to Me, the podcast where we talk about things that are cozy and, warm, fuzzy, make you feel happy about life. Yes. I'm one of your hosts, Dylan Cashpaw.
And I'm your other host, Keetin Markey. And we are in a new space today, if you guys watch us on YouTube, because we moved.
Yeah.
Yay! Also, Happy New Year.
That's true.
This is our first episode of
2026.
Yes.
It's going to take me so long before I actually remember what year it is.
Yes, it will. But Happy New Year. Welcome to our new space. It is definitely a work in progress. We are surrounded by boxes and we don't know where half of our stuff is, but I think it looks decent right now, right? Yeah,
space looks good.
Yeah.
At least. Ella did a lot of help.
Ella helped so much. I found some winter clothes that I haven't found for years.
I haven't worn this sweater in like a year.
I know. Look at this cozy fit. It's great. It's very cozy.
Oh my God.
It makes me feel like I want to be at a ski chalet.
It's a whole new world.
It truly, really, really is. But yeah, if we're at our new home and we're settling in and
obviously this is this is our first draft. Things might change, so I apologize if it's not always consistent. We're gonna figure things out, and also honestly, if you have any suggestions, you're ooh, we would love to see this in the background. Maybe anyone can figure out what books they may be seeing behind us that are visible or not. It's mostly Keaton's fairy smut.
It is mostly my smutty books. The ones I've read most recently in the last year, I think. So those will mix or match around and stuff like that. We got some Lord of the Rings. We got some plants. I don't know how to.
We'll see what's visible.
These stairs. I don't know.
The stairs are there.
Stairs. We've hit our head on these stairs.
See, what I really want to do though is we'll try to start getting Bindi to lay right there during the recording, so that she's just lurking over us. I think that'd be the dream.
I like it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to train.
I don't think she's gonna do it. It's not gonna work.
She does not like
that would
stairs.
be pretty fun.
All right. Well, obviously we're in our new cozy home, our new cozy set. But Dylan, what's your hot cocoa?
Well,
for first hot cocoa of 2026. Let's go, buddy.
And for anyone who doesn't know, hot cocoa is something that we do every episode where we share something that we experienced recently that made us feel like the world's an all right place. Gave us a little bit of optimism, because here on Talk Cozy to Me, we don't spill the tea. We sip the hot cocoa.
Yes, we do.
My hot cocoa is something that if you follow us on social media, you may be aware of. But while we were unpacking, Keetin decided to throw on some Downton Abbey, which is a show that I have never watched. And I immediately became hooked, where I think she was watching one of the movies and I was like, I want to watch this show. So after she finished that, we then went back to season 1, episode 1, started it from the beginning, and I am loving it. It's so fun. It's so cozy. I love it.
I love that you love it so much, but it's a little frustrating because I threw on the movies because I wanted to watch the new movie, and that just became available. So I was watching the first 2 movies to get ready for the next movie because I've been sick, and so I've literally had nothing to do other than and once we got our new TV set up, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna be sick and let my body rest. But then I was like, oh, well, now I'm just in the mood for Downton Abbey, and I used to just throw Downton Abbey on when I was just relaxing. It was just kind of easy background noise, but also just beautiful score and music and scenery, and very kind of for the most part fairly low stakes.
Yeah.
Not season 2. Season 2 is very intense. Season 2 is wartime. But so I was just throwing it on, and then Dylan now is hooked, which is fun for me. But now it can't be my background show anymore because he will get upset.
We can't.
If I watch ahead.
I get too pulled in, and it's too good.
It's so good.
I can't just not pay attention because it's all new to me, and the writing and the acting and everything is so good that I just get hooked, and I can't half-ass it. I gotta watch it fully.
I mean, we have Dan Stevens, we have Maggie Smith.
It's so good.
And it's so fun to see all the other people who pop up because Downton Abbey kind of started around the same time as Game of Thrones did. And there's a lot of like obviously very amazing British actors in both. So we've been seeing a lot of crossover like, oh, that's Jor, or, whoever. And it's been a lot of fun and I love it. It's now our like nightly wind down. It's like I don't know if other people, when you watch like TV shows, for example, like we watch Stranger Things, like we watched the finale, which congrats Duffer Brothers, you did it. We enjoyed it. We thought it was a good ending. We're like, after we watch some intense shows, oftentimes we need a palate cleanser. And I feel like Downton is like the perfect palate cleanser, except season 2 has been a lot. Yeah. And I know I know what happens in season 3 too, so I'm very worried about like I don't remember it so much, but yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah. Uh-oh. But season 2 is the craziest one.
Okay.
No spoilers.
Good. Yeah. We spent a lot of time talking about Downton Abbey. Keetin, what's your hot cocoa?
Well, it's so funny because when you were first talking about what your hot cocoa was, I thought you were going to steal mine. And my hot cocoa is, so this is the first home we've moved into that we did not have a fireplace or a semblance of a fireplace. And I don't think a home can be cozy, no offense, but there's something about a fireplace. And so I made it my mission to find an electric fireplace that feels super, super cozy and like makes it feel vintage. So it kind of matches our new place and all of that stuff. And also it was in our budget. So I found this very cute fireplace, and Dylan's punishment for losing our last cozy picks was
spoiler
alert.
We're
Sorry.
Gonna jump ahead.
We're gonna jump ahead a little
bit later,
but he had to build it. And when I tell you it took him like 5 hours to do this, but this is also when I was watching Downton Abbey, so it kind of overlaps and it was all good things, but we have this incredible like vintage looking bird cage like fireplace now that just is the coziest thing, and it is it's so wonderful because like you don't have to build the fire, you don't have to have the heat on if you don't want to, so you can just vibe with it, and I
love that like it's not an actual fireplace.
No,
so it was not a huge thing to put it together.
No,
even though it took me 4.5 hours. But I love that we can just turn on the fireplace. But really, it's just like this, I don't know, screen with like lit up logs, which looks so cozy, but it doesn't always have to put out heat because I love fireplaces. But if you light an actual fire, it gets hot. And then sometimes you start sweating. So it's really nice to have like the option of cozy environment, but without the heat. But we can turn on heat. It does produce heat too.
I think about like how often we just will throw on, if we're like just doing stuff around the house and we're not throwing on Downton Abbey, we will throw on just like one of those random like YouTube like scenescape like cozy like, ambiance kind of videos that will just play for hours and like have a crackling fire and a castle and snow and rain or something like that. But now I feel like we just have one built in and it's incredible. Yeah. It doesn't make the crackling noise. It's my one note for it. It does not make fire noises. You didn't even notice that. Yeah. I mean, that's what other people complained about it on like the reviews and stuff.
I don't know if I want that, but I guess I can see how it would be nice to have that as an option.
That's why I wanted to get the wood wick candle because we can kind of have some little crackly noises. Yeah. We don't have all the smells and stuff, but hey, having a fireplace, it's super cozy. It is my hot cocoa. It's probably going to be my hot cocoa for many, many weeks to come. It brings me so much joy. Yeah. And you only broke one thing when building it.
Yes, minimal breaking.
Which
is a win.
It was a win with all the pieces and you doing it. Parts. And I was so sick when you were doing it too. So like if he would talk to me, I would just start hacking. I've had this horrible cough. So if I do start hacking, I apologize. If you've caught this virus cough, I'm so sorry. It sucks. And I'm just getting over it, but I still get into coughing fits. But hopefully not during this episode.
Yeah. If we do, or if you do, hopefully we'll remove it.
Yeah,
or, I don't know. Maybe I'll just like punch in on your face right when you're coughing, just to really
some people are ugly criers. I am a ugly cougher. Like
who isn't an ugly cougher?
I look like I'm gonna vomit. I look like I'm. It's bad. It's bad.
No one looks good coughing.
I don't know. I feel like there's some people who have that skill who just look pretty.
Find that person.
I can't even pretend because it's gonna start. Come on. Yeah, but anyways, so.
Well.
Yes.
That's our hot cocoa. before we dive into I guess, did we even mention this?
What?
Today is another Cozy Picks episode.
Oh,
I
it
don't
is
think we
another
even said
Cozy
that.
Picks. I kind of like mentioned it.
You
but
did,
yes.
yeah. So we're going to get into that when we come back from this little, I guess you could call it an ad break. Stick around.
If you're enjoying getting cozy with us, make sure to follow us across social media platforms at Talk Cozy to Me and let us know what your hot cocoa is. We're back. Welcome back to our cozy space here in 2026. Wow. We made it. 2016 was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I feel so old. 2016 was our first third date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We covered this in the Cozy Year in Review.
Oh, we did.
We're at like 9. We've been dating for over 9 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Well, anyways. So I probably just had a little bit of a jump cut there because I edited out Keetin coughing. Because, fun fact, anytime I make her laugh, that causes a coughing fit, which is really hard for me because I'm so funny.
You're so funny.
I'm so funny that I make her laugh a lot most of the time. And I've had to really tone down the humor so that doesn't lead to coughing fits.
Yeah, it's no fun. It's no fun.
But anyways, this is another Cozy Picks episode.
Yes, it is.
Today, Keetin, we are going to be drafting our coziest countries that we want to visit in 2026.
Yes, it's a little bit of a manifestation.
Yeah.
Like we were unable to do travel really at all last year. I think what we went to, we worked on a cruise, so that was kind of, we were working and we got paid to do that. But then we went to New York for a wedding.
Yep.
And those were literally the only things we did. They're fairly short trips.
Yep.
We were there. They were not for pleasure. Well, we had fun.
The wedding was, but it was a very quick trip. It was like, what, quick. 3 full days there or something?
It was very
it was
quick.
a whirlwind, and weddings are always very fun, but also kind of exhausting.
Yes. So we really want to manifest more travel this year, and specifically cozy travel.
Yes.
So we were like, how do we want to start off the year? What episode? And we were like, we want to do another Cozy Picks episode because Dylan lost every single one last year, and we want to let him redeem himself maybe in 2026.
We should touch on last Cozy Picks because last time it was our favorite holiday songs. Something I was very excited about.
Oh, he thought he
Some
had it
would
in
even
the
say
bag.
a little cocky about.
He was telling me for a week, because we always knew we were gonna do cozy, like the Cozy Christmas. That's been on the calendar since we started this podcast.
Yep.
And Dylan has been talking smack because he has this curated Christmas playlist, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass in this one," and he did not.
I did not.
I won.
It was a little closer. It was by a few votes that you won, so not like neck and neck, but also not a landslide.
Okay, well.
I still think, like, that's the thing. You beat me, but it was so fun. I still loved that one, and I'm sure I'm going to love this one, too.
Yeah.
But, yes, I did lose again. As we already mentioned, my punishment was building a fireplace that is right over there.
Yes.
That maybe...
Check out our socials if you want to check out the fireplace and also his process of building it.
Yeah, it was fun. Hopefully it's a fun video, too. I don't know.
It's supposed to be a punishment. It's not supposed to be fun.
I mean,
I'm glad I didn't have to build it because we would not have a fireplace currently if I had to build it. I've been too ill.
I hate to break it to you. I think all of the punishments have actually been kind of fun so far.
Good.
So maybe you need to be better at it.
He especially loved the Taylor Swift dancing one.
I did. That one was really fun. But honestly, this one might take the cake just because it led to such coziness.
It's so cozy.
Yeah.
So now,
yes.
we are going to manifest travel in 2026, not only for us, but for everybody, and specifically cozy travel, because, I feel like this is another reason why I wanted to get this fireplace is like our Christmas gifts to each other is like, we want to live like, yes, we talk about being cozy. We brag about it all the time. We really want to live that cozy lifestyle as best as possible. So in our travels, we will try to focus on cozy travel so then we can bring you guys more cozy content.
Yeah. And I guess, so as we have learned in the past, we got to cover the ground rules here. So we did specify, we talked about this a fair amount.
Yes.
And what we decided was that we thought drafting cozy countries to visit rather than cities. It could get a little muddled in terms of like, oh, there's a lot like, I don't know, drafting Brooklyn versus the Bronx. No one wants to go to the Bronx.
But
sorry.
Wow. Sorry, Bronx. No, we love the Bronx.
It's not a cozy destination.
It's like, it's, you know, say you're in California, right? And you're like somebody would want to draft San Francisco and somebody would want to draft Los Angeles. No, if California is off the table, California is off the table, right? But this is countrywide. So if somebody wanted to draft the United States, for example, if you say the United States because, oh, you want to know what's cozy in the United States? Maine is cozy and so-and-so is, you know, whatever's cozy, then the United States is off the table. Yeah. So to try to really focus it and make it cleaner, if you pick a country, the country is off the table. But then we will also pitch as to why we feel like it is so cozy and some of the fun things to do. Yeah.
And obviously, you can't get more than one country.
No, I can't.
One pick.
I cannot.
And I think also just want to emphasize, like, there are definitely some countries that would be very cool to go to, like amazing adventures and experiences. But this is cozy. We're focusing on cozy here.
Yes, we're focusing on cozy.
Like, where you can go to that country and sure, maybe you go to, I don't know, skydiving or something, but that's probably not the cozy activity. So we want to judge these based on the cozy factor.
Yes, and I will say this. So when we were discussing, just because things have gotten heated before, Dylan thinks I like to cheat. I don't cheat, I strategize. And so one of the things when we were trying to figure out what would be the stipulations, I was like, you know, like the coziest thing, and I'm just saying this out loud because I want to manifest it for myself. They do these like historic river cruises all the way through Europe where you can like stop at different Christmas markets or stop it and like
Sounds
literally
amazing.
that is like my dream. I will do that someday. The Christmas market river cruise, I'm coming for you, but I couldn't pick it because it goes to multiple countries.
Yep. Yeah. And I guess I just want to establish this ground rule from the beginning. Are we picking with the clear example of United Kingdom? Is it countries within the UK?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Great. So technically, if one of us picks another country within the
Yes.
I know that's like a little murky, but I appreciate that because I think that's actually very very helpful.
Yes.
Okay.
Are
Any
you ready?
other ground rules before we get into the fun?
Well, we need to figure out who's gonna go first because have I gone first like the last 2 times? I think you won the first.
I think I won the first or I don't one of the early ones.
It obviously doesn't matter because I kick his ass every
Keetin
time.
wins at everything we do.
I don't win at everything. I obviously didn't win at life.
Wow. You made yourself laugh there. That was on you.
No, I do not win at everything. But I'm very competitive and I prefer to win. It's not about the journey or the game for me. It's about winning.
See, and I am all about like winning's fun. Sure, I like to be competitive, but it's the journey. It's the way we got to the end, not the end for me. But anyways, how we get to who gets to draft the first pick is with a little help from our friends at Trivia Tycoon.
Yes!
Because they send us a trivia question, and whoever guesses the closest to the right answer gets the first pick. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's pretty key. So this is an important part. And it also means that we get to see our wonderful friend Casey.
Yes, and because I won last time, I get to choose whether I want to go first or second, right?
Oh, in answering the trivia question?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to go second.
You're just establishing that now?
I'm just letting you know.
Right,
I don't want to forget.
Good to know.
But I should tell you I want to go second. I should before we hear the question.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Well, are you ready for the question?
I'm ready for the question. Let's go, Cashball.
Casey, what do you got?
Hey, talk cozy to me. It's Casey from Trivia Tycoon. Okay, I've got a really cozy question for y'all about some travel. But first of all, I wanted to make sure, did you guys know that the #1 voted coziest city in the United States is actually San Francisco? It was voted off of number of bookstores, movie theaters, museums, things like that. And it's considered the coziest city in the U.S. So, with that being said, I want to know, do you know what year San Francisco was founded as a city?
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, can I just mention how it's so random that I mentioned San Francisco when I was trying to give an example?
Well, clearly it's apparently the coziest city in the U.S.
I'm also a little nervous about this because Dylan brought me to San Francisco for the first time. I went with him.
Yeah.
And he bought me a book about the history of San Francisco that year for some holiday or gift or whatnot because he knows how much I love history. We stayed in this historic hotel. So I feel like he's going to know this better than I am. But you are going to go first. And it's not Price is Right rules, right? It's whoever's just closest.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's the closest.
Yes.
God, although this is I don't feel super confident here. I'm going to say, is that too? I'm going to be real crazy here and say 1608.
Is that your final answer, sir?
I think so. I'm not going to talk too much about explanations why, but I'm going to go 1608.
Okay.
What about you?
Wow. Well, I'm going to talk my answer through because you've already said 1608. Yeah. So obviously I know like Mexico and Spain kind of came up into California before before like the U.S. really kind of crossed into that territory and ended up purchasing that territory, so making it their own. San Francisco could have been founded prior. Actually, it probably was founded prior to us buying California because the San Francisco name, which sounds like a Spanish name. But I want to say it's probably closer to around when the gold rush was happening is probably when it was founded. Okay. And now you're making me angry. You said what? 16 what?
I said 1608.
I'm going to say the Civil War ended in 1864. Lewis and Clark came on over here, I believe. Oh God, I'm not even gonna say what I'm thinking because I don't want to get. I have
so many
apart.
things that I want to say, but I don't want to help you.
Oh, okay. You said 16 what?
08.
I'm gonna say 1800.
Okay. You ready for the answer?
I'm ready for the answer.
All right, Casey, what is it?
All right, so the correct answer is 1850.
What?
1850 is when San Francisco became a city officially. That's 175 years ago. So definitely head to San Francisco if you want to get those cozy vibes.
Wow, I was way off. I went with a big swing and it was a very bad swing.
I was like, damn, maybe he knows something I don't. And then I started panicking because I like this is how I know the history of California, and hate me or love it if you're not. But the cinematic classic Zorro, starring Antonio Banderas, Catherine Zeta-Jones, it takes place in California, I believe, before we owned California, and when I say we, I mean the United States. And so that's where I was like, okay, what year was that? That was earlier than like when was that? And so in my head, I'm like, because that was also with the gold rush, they had the gold mine, and that was the whole thing. But I was like, I don't think San Francisco would have been founded before it was a state for the United States. And it wasn't. I was right. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. I get to go first. What?
Sorry, I just had to look up a little bit because
let's tell people.
Well, I wanted to look up what was the earliest city in California that was founded.
Los Angeles.
No, San Diego in 1769.
Well, that was the closest to Mexico.
Yeah.
So that's probably where most people came up
and
from.
I guess I'm just thinking like the further north.
San Diego means whale's vagina.
That's a lie.
That's what Ron Burgundy told me, so thus I believe it.
Well, anyways, would you like to share your first pick for the coziest country to visit in 2026?
Oh my goodness, I'm like hot. I'm like sweating. Okay, so I have a plan.
Okay.
I have a plan in terms of, because I believe there are so many cozy places around the world. It just depends on your definition of cozy, right?
Mm-hmm. And apparently my definition is not the same as anyone else that listens to this podcast. So don't
beat yourself up, babe. Don't beat yourself up. People like your unique picks. And I think I'm going to throw you off a little bit with my first pick.
Okay.
And I'm doing this pick because I did not I was trying to get some variety in my cozy. And so my first pick, I feel like a lot of people who know me are going to, and I feel like I might have a friend who comes for me. But for strategery purposes, my first pick for cozy country destinations is Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I picked Japan. I've never been to Japan, and I've dreamed about going there. We were actually supposed to go there in 2020, but then COVID. But there's so many things about Japan that I hear it's so clean. I hear people are very respectful. There's so much history there and so much kind of gorgeous scenery and just things that like we don't. I can't even wrap my head around because I've never experienced them because it's so opposite of Europe and, European people. So, traditional tea ceremonies, that's something, obviously tea started, coziest drink, I think, ever really kind of started in Japan. They have onsens there, which are spas that you can stay in and spend the whole day. So I was like, oh, it'd be so cool to like stay at an onsen. I really want to go to Kyoto and visit Osaka Castle, and you can like wander through the streets and you can play dress up in the kimonos, and everyone's like, oh my God, do professional photography during cherry blossom seasons. It's amazing. And so there's also cute animal cafes everywhere.
Yep.
They started that. So they have freaking raccoon cafes, hedgehog cafes, owl cafes, cat cafes. They also have parks specifically for hanging out with animals. They have the bowing deer at Nara Park. They have a rabbit island. They have a fox village. They have snow monkeys who bathe in hot springs and just vibe. I'm sure you guys have seen like those really funny pictures of monkeys in like hot tubs with like snow falling on them. I mean, it just... Japan to me is so top of my bucket list, and it feels like you can have the most cozy adventure there ever, and it would be like nothing I've ever experienced. So my number one pick is Japan.
I think that is a great pick. It does surprise me for your number one, but I'm gonna be honest, it was in my top 5 too, so that I would have picked Japan actually.
Yeah.
Specifically for me, for my sensibilities, I was looking a lot more at Kyoto than anywhere else because it seems like such a cool city.
I'm sure Tokyo's cool too, and the hustle and bustle, and it's very unique. I don't know how cozy Tokyo could be. I'm sure you could find very cool cozy spots there, but a friend of mine who went to Japan actually did this live stay thing where he stayed with a dad and a daughter, like at a traditional, like remote place in Japan, cooking with them, living in their traditional home. And things like that sound so cool to me. And like to really like learn from the locals and experience the culture and immerse yourself in the culture. Like I would love to do that. Yeah. So Japan, my number one pick.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
I will say one thing that I did look up that I thought would be really cool to do that you didn't mention is you can also take calligraphy classes, and I feel like that would be such a fun thing to learn.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, so I know it's shocking. I know it's shocking
me a little bit.
But
I thought you were going to go somewhere else.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling. I might have lost a pick by picking Japan first, but
well, it does throw me off a little bit, which is I feel like always a win for you. So, it's good. It's good.
The strategery's working. Okay, buddy,
right.
What's your cozy number one pick? You tell me, sir.
I don't think this is going to... I think that was a good pick. That wasn't my top 5. But I do think I'm going to have to stick with my number one because it is, to me... It's just the coziest place in the world.
I know what he's doing.
And that is Scotland.
Yeah, I know.
Like, how do you not pick Scotland as number one?
Kira's gonna come for me.
I know. And there is so... Like, we have been to Scotland, is it 3 times or twice? 3 times. Twice?
3 times. I've been 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, and every time I've gone, there are new cozy things to discover.
Yeah.
Like, I will say one of my favorite things that we've done there is going to Isla, this island that is known for particular peaty whiskeys and things.
Yes.
Where there's Lagavulin, there's Bruichladdich, there's Laphroaig, there's Ardbeg. There's some great distilleries
That's
there.
where I discovered my favorite gin, right?
Yes, exactly. That's
Which, if you
where
haven't had the
Botanist-
Botanist gin, it is truly the most delicious gin on the market. It's so amazing. And I got to stick my head in the vat
God, yeah.
of botanicals
Like after they drained it, when it was just like botanicals, it was the best smell.
I was like, you need
I've
to find
ever
a way to
smelled.
bottle this
Yeah.
smell or put it in a candle or a perfume because it was incredible.
So obviously that's an amazing, like just being able to walk around whiskey tasting, pop into a pub for bangers and mash or shepherd's pie or salmon, so many good things there.
Yeah, we spent part of our honeymoon there.
We did.
Every time we played the game of like, if we could live anywhere, where would we live? Scotland.
Yep.
Scotland.
Yep. And I will say, one of my favorite cozy activities that we have done too is going for a hike in a place like Glencoe or the Highlands, and often does finish or even mid-hike have a little sip of whiskey as well. But to me, hiking is such a cozy thing because you do feel so connected with the world and nature, and it feels like, I know this is not true, but it almost feels like nature is so powerful that we can't mess it up too much, even though we can. But it,
We absolutely
yeah,
can.
sorry, that got a little dark and negative for a minute there. But one thing, I did want to make sure that there was at least one thing that I mentioned that we haven't done, and that is visit a place called Andros Castle,
Ooh.
better known as the site of the traitors.
Oh, that's
And
what
that's something that we've never, we have watched this castle on TV so many times because we love the traitors.
We've
and
applied
we've
to
never
be on
been
the traitors.
to this castle.
Yes.
And I love that it's called Andros Castle because that is the name of the villain in Star Fox. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's a deep cut, babe.
I know. Well,
Deep cut.
I'm a big Star
I
Fox
know.
64
I haven't
fan,
thought
so,
about that name for a very long time.
There's so many
Thanks,
quotes.
Fox. I thought they had me.
I know. I frequently in life quote Star Fox, even if it's just to myself. But anyways, that's a bit of a tangent. Andros Castle looks like it would be such a cool castle to visit. And there's so many castles throughout Scotland that we've been to a small fraction of the castles that are available there.
I also
So,
just love the people in Scotland. Shout out to Kira, who was going to come.
specifically Kira, not
Specifically,
Nils.
No, Nils too. Nils is Welsh, but he's Scottish.
He's Scottish.
Yeah, he's Scottish.
Yeah.
But she's gonna be like, well, you should have picked Scotland first. How dare you? She's
Yeah.
gonna give Dylan the point just because I didn't pick.
As
Scotland
long as I
first.
can lock in the Kira vote, that's the most
It's a
important
hard one.
vote.
You know, she
It's the
votes
best
every
vote.
time. But no, I truly, I love the people in Scotland. I love the public transportation.
Yeah.
Do you remember that
Oh
crazy
my
bus
God.
driver
Like,
that
who-
saved our lives, but also probably put our lives in danger?
No, I complete faith in that man.
We
He
couldn't
can
understand a
perform
word that
open
came out
heart
of his mouth.
surgery on me. I
We
trust
loved
him with anything.
But yeah, Scotland. We've done on road trips there. We've gotten lost there. We did our honeymoon shoot there in the Isle of Skye. With like the Ollie and Steph, who we love. Shout out to Ollie and Steph. They're incredible photographers there if you ever want to elope
Yeah.
in Scotland.
Or just take awesome photos.
Yeah, or just take awesome photos. But yeah, I again, it was between Japan or Scotland for my first pick.
I get it.
And
I get it.
I had to be like, you know what? I'm gonna be a little more strategic here. So I went with Japan.
I think that's a good choice, probably in some ways.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, like I said, to me, Scotland is the coziest. So if that's available, I had
It
to
is.
grab it
I totally understand.
before you did. Because if you had Scotland and Japan,
I get it.
that'd be game over already.
It would be very
Yeah.
close to game over.
All right. That is my first pick. Are you ready for your second pick?
I am ready for my second pick.
Hit me.
My second pick is another country I've never been to. I think that's another reason why I am leading with places I've never really been to, because I'm like the mystical idea of what it seems like so wonderful in my mind to be able to experience that, and getting to research it and get excited. Oh, maybe we'll plan a trip here. But my second pick is actually, I would argue, similar to Scotland. In that two of our favorite people did a road trip around this country. And also, Two of our favorite people. And,
We have so much overlap.
And have commented on how cozy this specific country is and how similar to Scotland, which if you took Scotland, I'm taking this one. And this one, I think the one thing that I've never been there, but it could potentially trump Scotland is because it has Hobbiton in it. So my second pick is New Zealand. New Zealand, I mean, talk about hikes, talk about nature, talk about really unique animals, really wonderful culture. Some of the things that like I thought about, obviously Hobbiton, visiting any of the Lord of the Rings filming locations would be incredible. Even if I could go to Weta, I would love to go to Weta.
You're literally, that was going to be my next pick. And I literally had a list of things. Hobbiton and Weta were like top of that list.
You know, they have really good wineries there, so you can do wine tasting there. And wine tasting is so cozy to me. The Maori culture, like getting to go experience like that. I know nothing about the Maori culture other than like what I've seen New Zealand kind of present before sports games and before the Olympics. So would love to kind of experience the Maori culture. They have hot springs.
Yep.
Queenstown is literally in this beautiful valley surrounded by mountains. So like what a gorgeous city to go to fly into. They have like glacier country. You can go to freaking glaciers. You can pick up glaciers. Tons of beautiful stuff. And, you know, they also seem like a cozy people. They're like very much removed from a lot of big countries. So I feel like to get there, it's a hike in itself. And so I feel like people are just like warm and cozy and there's not a ton of people there. And I love that. And I really want to go visit it. And so my second pick is New Zealand. Anything you'd like to add? You've been to New Zealand.
I have been to New Zealand.
Where did you go when you went to New Zealand?
Well, so that's the thing. When I went to New Zealand, it was in 2004, I think. So I was pretty young, and also where I spent most of my time was Christchurch, which is not the same anymore because in 2010 or something, maybe later than that, there was a huge earthquake that wrecked Christchurch. So I know it's rebuilt and the community has really recovered, but I don't know what, like Christchurch, when I was there, it had a lot of like great architecture and like this great cathedral and stuff. And so I'm very curious what that city is like now.
We gotta go to New Zealand.
I know, but yeah, I went to Hobbiton. I went to like Wellington, went to a rugby match in Auckland, saw the Auckland Blues play. It's such a cool country. And I guess other fun fact, I believe last I knew, the sheep outnumber the humans 3-1. So that's always the sign of a good country.
I feel like that's in Scotland too.
Probably.
There's a lot of sheep in Scotland as well. But yeah, I feel like I would go to, and watching Sam and Graham take New Zealand, and like, because Graham McTavish, who is an actor who's been in The Hobbit, he's been in Outlander, he's been in a lot of our favorite things. The Witcher, yeah. He is Scottish, right? But he moved to New Zealand and talks about how much he loves it and how similar it is to Scotland. And so that's also a place I often look for jobs at because I feel like it would be really cool to live there, minus being very remote and far away from family, but just very cozy and lots of beautiful like scenery. Oh, I've really shaken things up for him.
You have.
Wow.
Well, especially like, I'm going to be honest. So I approached this list prioritizing cozy, but also I did want to have geographical diversity, and like Japan and New Zealand were both on my list. It's like, oh, these are perfect, great, cozy places that add a range to where on the globe it is. So now I'm like, oh, I don't want to be too much in one area. Like I can't be all European. So I think I had
the same thought, and that's why I picked in the order I've picked.
Yeah, I think just to make sure that I do have some geographic diversity, I'm going to go here next. And it is another place that we have been, but it is a place that is so cozy because it is an amazing, has so much ecological preservation. It has so much amazing food, kind people. You could almost say that it's all about a pure life.
It's in the blue zone.
It's in the blue zone, and that place is Costa Rica.
Was on my list.
Yeah,
but I had a feeling you were going to snap it.
It was a little... close enough.
Yeah.
It was a little further down in terms of where I was going to pick it. But again, I feel like you forced my hand here of like, I got to get somewhere else. So Costa Rica is an amazing country in Central America that has like we have been there. And one of the things that I think summarizes it so well is they don't really say like, thank you or like, see you later or things like that. They say pura vida, which means pure life.
Yes.
Like just experiencing that pure life, the simple life, taking it all in. Like a lot of their food was pretty straightforward, like fruit, fish, things like that, rice. But they have just like the people there were so friendly. You can see sloths. There's a volcano that you can climb, but also like so much coastline, amazing beaches. We went kayaking down a river, went horseback riding. It's just an amazing country that has, I feel like, so much to do in terms of just like that natural splendor of the world. And also, I will say, very different from Scotland. You know, I got Scotland for the cold and the mountains and that kind of beauty.
Yep.
And then I got Costa Rica for the beaches, the jungle, volcano.
Yeah.
And also really, like I said, for the sloths. Sloths are so cool.
The sloths were really cool. Just all the creatures. We saw the Cotamundis.
Cotamundis are cool
we
too.
stayed at the macaw reserve when we were there, which was loud.
Yeah, I was
going to
say macaws so pretty, not super cozy of a bird because they are so loud.
They're not very nice. Well,
It's
I
not
think
a
some
pleasant,
macaws
like,
are nice.
Yeah, probably.
No,
but
it's
it's not
like,
like
It's
like
like a
oh my
scream.
God.
It's a
What is
scream.
happening?
Okay, I love Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That was definitely on my list,
Yeah.
as especially in terms of trying to figure a diverse picks. So, that takes that one off my list.
All right.
But let's see, where am I gonna go next?
Ooh.
Woo-hoo!
Drama. What dream of mine are you going to crush
Oh man, I'm torn here. I'm torn between two. In terms of cozy, and to make sure I get one of the ones that I want,
next? Okay.
Ireland.
Oh, okay.
I am going to be drafting Ireland. I'm drafting Ireland because one, we got married there.
Yep.
I'm Irish as
Yep.
well. My family's Irish. I think Ireland is magical.
Yeah.
It is on the magic level of Scotland to me. There is something different in the air when you walk up the plane. There's something different about the people there. Like it's gorgeous. Like I am not a huge fan of Dublin. Not a big fan of Dublin. It's all good. But I love the countryside. And some of my like favorite memories have been just like driving and getting lost while driving on the tiny little roads and just like seeing signs for castles. And so if we have to do a bathroom break, we pull off and go to the bathroom at the castle because like, why not? Why not pee at the castle versus peeing at a gas station? Pubs. The pubs, the music. I mean, it's just like stop at every freaking pub you freaking can stop at. I also had one of my coziest, most romantic trips was during our honeymoon when we got to go to Ashford Castle. Yep. And Ashford Castle is like the bougiest place I've ever been in my life. And I love a bouge. I think bougie is cozy in my opinion, especially at a castle. We did high tea there. We did falconry. Yeah. We did a hawk walk there.
That was so
That
cool.
was one of the coolest things.
A hawk walk with a fellow Lord of the Rings nerd, which was awesome.
God, yeah,
they had hawks named after all four of the hobbits, which is great.
We took this because the Ashford Castle used to be owned by the Guinness family, and then we got to we had hot toddies out on the loch or the lake. I guess they don't call it a loch. That's Scotland.
Yeah.
But it just, I love Ireland. It, the myths behind the culture, the magic, whether the leprechauns, the luck there, the horses. I have this great memory of my sister and I, the first time I ever went to Ireland. My sister's a wonderful horse person. I am not nearly as good with horses as she is, but we wanted to go horseback riding together, and my sister's really, really good, so she didn't want me to slow her down. So I kind of had to just fake it. And so we found this cool barn, and there were these two young girls, probably about my age, who like had very thick accents, who were going to be our trail or hack guides, right? And they put us on these giant horses, like super tall, big, like cobs. And they're like, okay, we're gonna go. And I was in the back, and when I tell you, we were just galloping through the woods, and I felt like I was just holding on for dear life. And then we come into this clearing, and it was just stunning. I mean, I know they filmed Braveheart there. I just love Ireland, and we've been there so many times. I've gotten to work there. I've worked on some TV shows there, which another dream would be to. And Ireland has the coast. You know, in the summer you can have beautiful like beaches. Maybe it's not like tropical beaches, but you can get the beaches. You can get the hiking. You can get the cozy by the fire.
Personally, I like Costa Rica beaches a little bit better than Irish
fair, but
beaches.
You can surf in Ireland, aka Sligo, which is on the west coast, which is very close to Markree Castle where we got married.
Yes.
It is so many adventures, and I love Ireland, and I'm proud of my Irish heritage, and the fact that I do have family that comes, and potatoes. Potatoes come from Ireland.
Potatoes.
I got to. Ireland, thank you for those potatoes. But yes, so Ireland will be my third pick.
Okay.
Thank you. Anything from Ireland you want to talk about that I missed about?
No, I mean, you definitely like Ireland was a honorable mention for me. It was probably going to be
only an honorable mention.
Yeah, it was probably a backup if I didn't get Scotland, because I didn't want both Scotland and Ireland.
That's where we got married, you fool.
Okay. You know.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Oh, now I'm unsure where I want to go next.
I love that every pick I do, he gets unsure. Where are we going?
I feel like it's really easy to get a little focused on a certain geographical area.
Yes.
When thinking about cozy places.
Yes, it is.
And so I had a lot of options from this similar area. And I think I am going to stay there next and go with somewhere that we haven't been.
Okay, this is the first one.
It is, I know.
We haven't been, that you're picking.
Yeah, and it is a place that we have talked about going.
Okay.
That I still hope to go someday.
Yes.
And that when I get into the specifics, I'm definitely going to need to pull up my phone and try my best to pronounce things, because the pronunciation is very challenging. And that place is Iceland.
Ooh, that was on my list.
Iceland seems like such a cool place, again, with so much like natural beauty in a way that you can't really experience some of the same stuff elsewhere.
Yes.
Like the hot the Blue Lagoon, like this amazing natural like hot spring that people go to for relaxation and, health experiences and stuff.
When Zac Efron went there, they cooked bread in
Yes.
the hot.
Well, that was one of the things that I wrote down, and I don't know how really to say this, but I'm going to try it. Haverabrow? Haverabrow. It's bread baked in the geothermal heat. So they literally make this it's apparently like a rye bread that's got a little bit of a sweetness. So it's sort of a cakey rye bread.
Ooh.
They put it in a pot. They cover that, and then they just bury it in the ground, and the earth heats it. And I think they leave it for like a day or something.
And it cooks it.
And then they open it up, and you get this amazing, fresh, hot, cakey rye bread.
Yummy.
And it sounds amazing and delicious.
They've got a good food scene there.
Yeah. But I mean, also like I guess I know that I've also heard some things about the food that I'm like, I don't want to try. I don't want to try
whale blubber.
Yeah.
Nope.
No whale for me, please. But bread. Sorry. But you also can like go hiking on glaciers in ice tunnels.
Yes.
And then see something that I have never really experienced: the Northern Lights.
Right.
Like you can get like these places that you stay in that just have not open tops, but like glass tops. So you can just look at the Northern Lights while you're laying in bed. And that sounds amazing. It sounds like such a cozy experience. To me, a big part of cozy is doing something that is cold and rugged and like experiences nature, and then coming inside where it's warm and comfortable and having a hot beverage.
Literally, I wrote that down because one of the things in Iceland I wanted to talk about is how you can literally scuba dive between two continental shelves.
Oh yeah,
And
that's true.
and the reason, and a lot of people don't think scuba is cozy, but the reason I think scubaing is cozy is, one, because it's one with nature. You get to kind of like go and be in an otherworldly thing. But two, it's the idea of when you, it's so cold, at least most of the time when we scuba, we scuba in cold places. And then you come out and you get all warm. And like, I think there's that, the process of cozy is so wonderful, and one of the best things when you work really, really hard and then you get to enjoy the rest. So Iceland, it was on my list, dude. It was on my list.
All right.
Okay.
You're down. You only have 2 picks left.
I only have 2 picks left.
What are you going to do for number 4?
Number 4. Well, one of the things that I've been to this place, one of the things that made me really see the cozy in this place is a couple documentary series starring Stanley Tucci.
Yep.
Where Stanley Tucci really explores the food of Italy and the customs and the culture in Italy. And I'm also Italian. So and I've only been to Italy with my family. I haven't. Well, no, I went to Rome with my sorority sisters, which was wild. But I love Italy, specifically the Tuscany area. The coolest thing to me about Italy too is all the way up, like there are some of like, they have the Italian Alps, so you can get kind of like that Sound of Music, Swiss Alps kind of like feel in northern Italy, all the way down to like beautiful beaches in the Amalfi Coast. And then one of the coziest things to me, as you know, is history. And so wandering through the streets of Rome, one of the things I laughed about is I was going to mention Vatican City, but I was like, wait, that's another country. Can't fix that. That's another country. But wandering through the streets of Rome and just like the medieval villages in Tuscany, that's what I love. I mean, I remember we rented a car. We went there in July, and in July, all the sunflower fields have bloomed. And in the Midwest, you get corn. In Italy, in that area, it's just fields of sunflowers, and it's stunning. And the food, oh my gosh, the food is so delicious and fresh, and the wine and just like everybody, I don't think I often feel like I'm loud. I'm a loud person, but there is something about, and I think that comes from my probably Italian and Irish roots, but
it's mostly from your dad.
But my dad is very Italian. He's very proud of his Italian heritage, and so I feel like when I'm in Italy, I'm not the loud one. I feel like I fit in that way. But yeah, it's just it's the art, the museums, it's just one of those places that I can't wait to bring you to Italy, because Italy means so much to me. Here's another story with my sister. Is like, this is the first time I got drunk with my sister, because she was 16 and I was like 20, I think. Maybe she was younger than that and I was younger, but we did a wine tasting in the Chianti area. And it was like this incredible, like locals that like did this tour. And we were just like, oh my God, we can drink alcohol with our parents. So we were just throwing it back. Like it was so much fun. I mean, Venice, Pompeii. I mean, the artistry, I could go on and on about Italy. But if you really want to see the coziest side of Italy, truly watch the Stanley Tucci shows. I think he has 2 different ones about the food and the culture in Italy. They're very cozy shows. And it's just going to make you want to go to Italy. So Italy.
I mean, the food and wine, like what?
Well, you can't, it's
food and wine are like 2 of the coziest things there are.
Truly. And like, so limoncello, gelato, the gelato in Rome, let me tell you, in the summer, it's like the best. So yes, Italy is my 4th pick. My 4th pick.
That probably would have also been my next pick.
Are you serious? Oh my God, I almost didn't pick it.
I'm like, every time I'm like, all right, I think I know where I'm going to go next. You literally just take that one.
Oh my God. I can't wait to explain my strategy when we're all done. So so you can understand.
Read my mind, apparently. That's what your strategy is.
The kind of chaos by my mind. But what's your next one?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to, for number 4, I feel like I need to make sure that I get the home of Hygge itself and get Denmark.
I knew you were going to do that, but I almost...
So in I have not been to Denmark, but in Copenhagen, there is a happiness museum.
Yes.
Which I believe is associated with the Happiness Institute, where Mike Weeking lives,
Yes.
or is the head of. But it seems like a very cool place. There's apparently the Frederiksberg Have Garden. It's apparently a very lovely place in Copenhagen as well. I found this one cafe, too, called the Living Room Cafe, that I'm just going to read the description of because it is the coziest description of a place I've heard.
Please read.
Step inside our cozy oasis where retro sofas and lounge chairs await to cradle you in their hygge embrace.
Hygge.
Snuggle up in the fireplace and let the warm, cozy atmosphere wrap you in a big hug. Get ready to feel right.
Ooh.
Doesn't that sound amazing?
It does sound amazing.
Like,
I feel like people, like the quality of life in Denmark is said to be really, really good.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it is consistently one of the happiest ranked countries in the world. So I got to go there and I got to learn how to be cozy and learn how to be
truly.
happy.
I'm trying to think of some of the things that I had on my list for Denmark. The Viking history. Did
yep,
you know that Legos were invented in Denmark?
Oh, really?
And they have a Lego land there. And I think Legos are, as long as you don't step on them, a very cozy toy. Because it's something you can do either alone or together, and it focus, and you're building something, and it's very satisfying. And they can be fun little, as very intense or very childlike things. But yes, Legos. So that was another thing for Denmark that I thought. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
It's a great pick.
It's my fourth pick.
Okay.
Down to the last one.
Down to the last one. So I think the one thing that I haven't, so now I can kind of tell you about my strategy a little bit.
That's true.
Because I'm about to pick my last one.
Yeah.
So for my strategy, I just listed 10 countries that in my mind and in my heart, I'm like, these seem cozy, right? I listed those 10 countries and I was like, there's some categories here. So then I split up the categories. So I made sure I have some diversity in my picks, right? So my first category was UK-ish area, right?
Yep.
So we had Scotland, Ireland, England, and that, right? My second one was just Europe in general, right? That's where Italy came in. I'm not going to tell you the other countries I'm at. Then I had Asia. Asia was the only country I had in Asia was Japan. So that's why I had to make Japan my first pick because it was the only. Then I had Cozy Adventure. In Cozy Adventure, I had New Zealand and Iceland.
Okay.
Yep. So then my last category was Nordic because Nordic obviously is where Hygge is the big thing in the Nordic region. I'm also Norwegian. So there's obviously a trend here. And so I had Denmark was on my list. I had a few other options. So Denmark, so I looked it up too and they said, in the Nordic area, you go to Denmark for pure hygge and city charm. You go to Norway for dramatic nature and cozy retreats. And you go to this place for winter wonderland and magic.
Oh.
And that's Finland.
Oh, really?
Finland.
Okay.
And you're supposed to be able to get the best air quality in the world there. They have a lot of hygge as well in Finland. You can see the Northern Lights there, which I think are very cozy. It's on my bucket list. Lots of saunas there. They have a lot. They have the Santa Claus Village, which is where you can meet. They say that's the real Santa Claus, the real Santa. They have husky sledding and reindeer sleigh rides, and they have snow hotels and ice hotels and castles that you can literally stay at. And so to me, and the idea of winter wonderland and magic, that is so cozy to me. And it's a little bit of the hygge. And I couldn't do Denmark, which obviously is the OG. But it's the more naturey version, I think, of hygge is Finland. And I don't know, Finland just seems really, really cool. And it's one of those things that I feel like you just get a cabin in the woods, in the snowy, and you just enjoy nature. And then you enjoy coming back in from the cold. And so, yes, Finland is my Nordic and my last pick.
Wow.
I know.
I guess I wouldn't have expected Finland, but I do the Nordics.
The Nordics are all very, they're very cool. There's Viking history up there. But again, I was between Denmark, Finland, Norway, or Sweden.
Yeah.
And of all of those, with the descriptions and with the research, Finland seemed to me like the way to go. So I picked Finland for very cozy, wintry feels. Norway was actually where Frozen was based off of, with all the big fjords and stuff. But
I mean, I will say personally, if I were to go to any of the Nordics, I'd probably want to go to Norway just because I know it is mountainous and like natural beauty, which I'm all about. But
I
I'm
had
sure
to go
Finland
with the
is
research.
also amazing.
I had to go with the research. So I Finland, it's kind of a wild card for me, but because of the things you can do, I've always wanted to go on a dog sled. I've always wanted to stay in like an ice castle or ice, igloo situation. The Santa place is the Christmas. It's just Christmas all year round. Yeah. And I think Christmas is the coziest holiday.
I get it.
So yeah.
I will say this is your first pick that was not on my list.
I had a feeling.
So
yep.
I
have 2 honorable mentions that I almost pivoted and picked one of them, but I'm curious what you're going to pick last.
I
because
feel like I have to go completely off book, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
Because I just re-looked at my list, and all of my top 8 of the 9 that I had are
Europe.
Taken.
Oh, or Taken.
Taken. Like you and
like
I
Liam
did
Neeson,
back and
Taken.
forth down my list
Wow.
this whole time.
Wow.
So I'm not totally, I have not done the research on this place.
Okay.
I think it does give me a little bit of diversity that I need rather than picking, say, I don't know, another Nordic country or something. I think I really was tempted to go, I was really tempted to go Germany after that.
Germany.
Because of, Oktoberfest.
Yes.
Also because of Christmas and Christmas markets.
Mm-hmm.
But I think instead I want the food and wine pick.
I know what you're picking.
And I know Italy was on my list, but I think another country nearby that has a similar climate, that has similarly known for really good food, really good wine, is Portugal.
Oh,
so
I thought you were going with France.
I thought about France too, but I think there's a lot of great things in France. And, as I think about it, maybe I should have gone France, but I already said Portugal, so it's too late to change. I guess Portugal, I think, is really cool because it does have certain like it does have more mountainous things too. It does, honestly, I think one of the coziest things ever would probably be sitting, watching, what is it, Madeira? The big wave place?
Yes.
Yeah, watching that big wave come in and people doing crazy things on it and just like sitting there drinking a nice hot cup of tea.
Would stress me out. You could potentially just watch somebody die, be killed by nature.
Yeah.
That's cozy to you?
No, I don't think they're gonna die. They probably won't.
Okay.
But honestly, I'll have to say, my parents were just there. Just ask them. I've heard great things, really great places to eat, and really great wine, and that's what I wanted with my last pick is good food and wine.
Good food and wine. So Portugal. Sounds good. Sounds good. So should we recap all of our picks?
Yeah, we should. Do you want to start?
Sure. I had Japan. I had New Zealand. I had Ireland. I had Italy. And I had Finland.
Yeah.
Yep. What did you have?
Well, my list, the superior list, is I had Scotland first. Coziest place in the world.
Truly.
Costa Rica. Pura Vida. That happy, simple life.
Mm-hmm.
At number 3, I had Iceland, great natural beauty in the world. And number 4, the home of Huga, Denmark. And then number 5, food and wine in Portugal. So that's my list.
Well, shall we pick some honorable mentions?
Yeah, but you basically covered all of mine. There's literally one that I didn't say, and I thought about drafting it, but it just felt too, frankly, boring. Because
Was it England?
No, we are a primarily American audience, but the U.S. has a lot. You get Hawaii, you get Alaska, you get Maine.
Wow.
There's a lot of great places in the U.S. that are cozy. I just thought it was kind of boring for us to pick that.
Yeah.
And for our audience. I think our audience is mostly American, not entirely.
Well, we do have some French people.
That's true. Yeah.
That listen. But so honorable mentions, again, as I said, I had mine split up into UK, Europe, Asia, adventure-y places, and then like the Nordic. I wanted to pick a Nordic place too because that is came from the Nordics. But I had France I was between, it was going to be France or Italy for me. If you would have picked Italy, I would have picked France.
Okay.
Because France, obviously the French Riviera is beautiful. Paris is such a cozy city. Chamonix, like you have Champagne, all the wine, all the vineyards, I mean all the chateaus. It's just gorgeous. The other thing, England.
I honestly considered England. I considered Wales. I considered like Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I mean, because I was between picking England or Ireland because you took Scotland for me. So those were like the three I was picking. And like I like did a deep dive on cozy England stuff because obviously you think of London, and I love London. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. My best friend lives there. I probably had one of the most coziest days ever in our lives, which when it snowed after the Panto.
Yeah.
And then we drank whiskey and ordered pizza.
Yep.
And it was just the most magical day ever. There's pubs everywhere. You get the wonderful beaches as well. A lot of history, national parks. They have the Cotswolds, which are some of the coziest imagery you can think of. I mean, The Holiday, hello. Coziest movie, right? That takes place in England. So England was definitely up there, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I could switch out England for Finland, but I don't really want to because I think like
I mean, I
wanted
agree.
the diversity there.
You can't like, and that was another reason that like I wasn't going to pick England or Wales because I already had Scotland, even though those were ones that I did consider at one point.
England is great though because it has a lot. I mean, it has so much theater scene and like theater is so cozy to me as well. Like so, like again, England honorable mention, France honorable mention. Been to both of those places, love them so much. But yeah, Sweden. I thought about Switzerland because I wanted to go live my best Sound of Music life.
Yep.
I wanted to frolic on the hills. I was honestly thinking a lot about Destination X because I feel like also Romania was a place that I thought about. Like
I don't know enough about Romania, I guess.
Like Transylvania, like honestly, like very cool, very cozy. When I was like doing research of like coziest places to visit, like that was one that popped up a lot. So yeah, I mean, there are so many places I want to go visit now. Like I've definitely given myself the travel bug. We need to get our home here figured out before we can go and travel anywhere. But please, like, let us know. Like, are there any countries that we missed? Like, I haven't traveled much in Asia. So if there's any cozy places in Asia that you would highly recommend, like, I've been to Australia, and I think Australia there's a lot of coziness as long as the spiders don't come get you.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that want to kill you there.
Yes.
That was I also like thought about Australia for a bit and was like, I don't know. I really want to visit there, but I also feel like there's too much that wants to kill me.
I love the South Pacific Islands. Like I like Samoa is something that like a place that's really near and dear to my heart. I think there's a lot of Latin American countries that are wonderful as well. Like just because like the Latin culture is so embracing and kind and sweet. And like that's one reason why I had Costa Rica on my list because they very much have that. Also a lot of the Caribbean, Barbados is a place that like I really, really loved. And like when I got to go visit, I have a dear friend from there. And so I got to experience that Barbados in a very special way. But like I love the Caribbean and, so there's so many wonderful cozy places to visit in the world. And these are just, two lists. My list is obviously far superior. I wish we had all the money and time in the world so we could just travel to all these places all the time.
And that's the only way to really know whose list is better is we have to go to all these places
to
find out.
Yeah.
But I guess also another way is our wonderful viewers and listeners could let us know what they think.
Yeah.
Whose list is better.
Yes.
And please hop onto any social media platform and let us know which one you think is better because
someone's going to have to do a punishment.
One of these days, I got to win one of these guys. Maybe it's not this time, but someday it's going to happen.
Oh my gosh. Maybe 2026 is going to be your year.
Yes.
I don't know if you're going to beat me with this one. I think I have a far superior
We'll find
list.
out. I'm just mad at you stole all of mine.
Well,
all of them.
But you saw the strategery in it, right?
I do get what you were going for. And it makes sense.
I was able to be like, because here's my question for you. If you would have gotten first pick, what would you have picked?
Scotland still.
See, and I would have picked Japan.
But then I would have picked New Zealand. And I think that would have been a very different game.
Oh, we could play this really quick. So you would have picked New Zealand.
Yep.
So then I would have picked Iceland.
Yep.
And then what would you have picked?
I probably would have done Italy then.
Then I would have picked France.
Then I definitely would have done Denmark still.
Well, then I would have done Ireland.
What's left? Iceland. No, you said Iceland?
I already said Iceland.
Costa Rica. We haven't said that.
You were
Sorry.
taking Costa Rica.
Oh,
and
no,
then
I probably would have picked Costa Rica actually even before Denmark, to be honest.
Okay. And then I would
yeah.
have picked Finland last.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Very different lists.
I mean, hey.
Honestly, I would do either of these travel itineraries.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Take me to any of these countries. I can't wait. But.
All right. Well, Keetin, do you want to talk about what kind of tea we're drinking today?
Yes. Probably similar to how this episode has been. It's this is called Slow Burn. It's a cliche tea. It's a spicy rooibos chai, caffeine free because it is later in the evening.
Yes.
And this tea has settled a number one of my coughing fits. And it's very good. Spicy.
Yeah. But it's not like too crazy. It's a nice level of spice.
Yeah. It's very, very lovely. Mm-hmm. I love rooibos because it tastes like black tea, but it's caffeine free. And it gives you that same like kick.
Is it always caffeine free?
I don't know.
I don't either.
But you know what? I'm not a tea expert. Cliche teases. Check them out, guys.
Ain't that the truth?
It is. Slow burn. Well, first episode of 2026 in the books.
There we go. Thank you so much for listening and watching. And while you're at it, follow us on social media. We are at Talk Cozy to Me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Leave us comments, leave us ratings, leave us reviews, give us thumbs ups. Subscribe to us, tell your friends about us, and most importantly, vote for whose list you think is better, or mine.
And also tell us where we should try to travel to first this year. Like, if there's a cozy destination that you guys think we should really hit up, let us know because hopefully we will be traveling later this year.
I want to know what the coziest place that our listeners have been to.
Yeah.
Whether it's a country, a city, or just like this specific cafe.
Yes.
Let us know.
Let us know. Well, until next time, stay cozy, y'all. Bye-bye.